They conditioned you to fear the empty room, didn't they? To chase every ping, to label quiet nights as sad. But what if that's a lie? What if silence isn't a prison at all, but a powerful forge, a crucible where true strength is hammered out? Machiavelli understood this. Nikola Tesla lived it. Tonight, I'm handing you 50 dark psychology facts that don't just show why isolation isn't a life sentence. They prove it's the launch code for the deadliest, most potent version of you. Forget the shallow, feel-good noise society constantly pushes. We're going where the lights cut out, where the distractions vanish, and where real leverage begins. Are you ready to weaponize being alone? Then let's go. Here's a fact. Your brain, when truly in solitude, spikes delta waves in the exact same way a chess grandmaster's brain does 3 moves before checkmate. Translation: separation doesn't just equal calculation, it is calculation. Every group you cling to, every social obligation you chase, is just a drip of morphine that numbs that razor-sharp edge. The world keeps selling you this connection culture because, frankly, a crowd is far easier to milk, easier to control, than a lone wolf who can actually think for themselves. Tonight, we flip that script entirely. These 50 points aren't some fluffy self-care affirmation. They are the operator's manual for turning quiet into currency. If that sounds a little cruel, good. Cruel is just truthful without lipstick. If you're not prepared to see the world as it truly is, bookmark the exit now, because once you see why rulers vanish before they strike, why power players always step back from the fray, you can't unsee it. Still here? Good. Then lock the door, silence the phone, and let's start counting. 1. When no one sees your daily moves, no one can predict your finish line. It's that simple. You become an unknown variable, and an unknown variable is always more dangerous. 2. Isolation removes those constant social mirrors. Without them, your self-concept stops being rented from external validation and starts being truly owned. From the inside out, you define you. 3. Studies on social appearance anxiety consistently show that Machiavellians worry far less about how they're perceived when they're alone. Why? It's the freedom to finally drop the mask, to stop performing for an audience that isn't there. 4. Every day you spend solo, your cortisol levels drop by roughly 6%. Lower cortisol means less stress, and less stress means clearer, sharper risk assessment. Your decisions become surgical. 5. Less external input automatically equals fewer cognitive biases. Solitude isn't just a break. It's a bias car wash, scrubbing away the herd mentality that clouds judgment. 6. The fewer people you call friend, the smaller the surface area for blackmail, for manipulation, for unforeseen liabilities. It's not about being friendless, it's about being impenetrable. 7. History's longest reigning monarchs, from ancient emperors to modern power brokers, all scheduled regular, disappearing acts. Absence didn't just build mystique, it built obedience. People filled the vacuum with awe, not familiarity. 8. Alone time lets you rehearse personas, allows you to run lines and refine your character the way a seasoned actor prepares for a role. So, when you re-enter the social arena, you choose the role you play, not the crowd choosing it for you. 9. Silence is a potent trainer for emotional detachment. Detached observers consistently win negotiations because, frankly, they want less, they need less, and they can walk away. They see the game, not the stakes. 10. If nobody hears your excuses, you automatically stop making them and start making actual progress. There's no one to complain to, no one to commiserate with, just you and the task at hand. Mini reframe. Crowds hand out permission slips. Solitude hands you results. So, keep score, not company. 11. EEG research shows that uninterrupted solo blocks can triple theta bursts in the brain, which are directly tied to creative insight and those aha moments. That's where innovation truly sparks. 12. Without constant ambient chatter, your working memory capacity jumps enough to hold an extra 2 data chunks. Chess players know this advantage decides titles. It allows for deeper strategic planning. 13. Isolation lets you run complex mental war games. Every variable stays inside your skull, every contingency is calculated, and nothing leaks out to compromise your strategy. Your mind becomes your private battlefield. 14. Loners consistently score higher on delayed gratification tasks. Patience isn't just a virtue, it's power's fundamental unit of currency. They can wait for the bigger win. 15. Reading in silence doesn't just make you smarter, it physically thickens gray matter in the left inferior parietal lobe, the literal tactical analysis zone of your brain. You're building a stronger weapon. 16. No social media dopamine hits means your receptor sites resensitize. Real-world victories, the ones you earn in silence, taste infinitely sweeter and motivate harder, more sustained effort. 17. When you speak less, you automatically speak with more weight. It's an effect psychologists call verbal inflation. Your words become precious, impactful, and command attention. 18. Spending just 24 hours in true solitude can increase your pattern recognition skills by a measured 9%. Hello, stock market edge. Hello, spotting the hidden agenda. 19. Silence is the ultimate rehearsal space for lie construction. Truth-tellers often need crowds to validate their narrative, but liars, they need quiet, uninterrupted thought to weave their webs. 20. Brain imaging reveals solo thinkers use long-range gamma binding waves more efficiently. This means your disparate ideas link faster, creating novel connections far more rapidly than any group brainstorming session could ever allow. Bottom line, alone your neurons march in formation. Together, they just mosh. 21st, constant social feedback wires your worth externally. Isolation starves that wire until it snaps, forcing it to reform internally. Your self-worth becomes self-generated, unbreakable. 22. Loneliness-induced discomfort peaks around day 3. Push past it and you don't just survive. You get a stoic second wind, a deep resilience that most people never access. 23. Court transcripts show defendants who report enjoying solitude receive 40% less victim compensation claims. Why? Juries sense control, not malice. They see someone who doesn't need to conform, and that's perceived as strength. 24. Solo travel, especially in challenging environments, significantly raises heart rate variability. This isn't just a fitness metric, it's a powerful biomarker for resilience under stress. 25. Emotional mirroring vanishes when you're alone. You feel only your own pulses, your own genuine reactions, making mood management and emotional regulation surprisingly trivial. There's no one else's drama to absorb. 26. With no audience, failures stop being embarrassing public spectacles and start being pure, unadulterated data points. You can analyze them coldly, learn, and move on. 27. The dark triad, narcissism, Machiavellianism, psychopathy, all correlate with a preference for short, transactional contact, not deep, messy circles. Solitude isn't just preferred, it's their native climate where they thrive. 28. Alone you can schedule grief. You decide when to reopen wounds, when to process pain, not the crowd. You control the narrative of your own healing, preventing unwanted intrusions. 29. Silent retreats have been shown to lower amygdala reactivity to angry faces for up to 8 weeks. Your poker face isn't just practiced, it upgrades on autopilot. You become unflappable. 30. Solitude converts FOMO, fear of missing out, into JOMO, joy of missing out. That fundamental flip isn't just a mindset, it's emotional Kevlar, protecting you from the constant pull of external pressures. If any of these already feel like cheat codes, just imagine the next 20. There's so much more to uncover. Smash that subscribe button because the algorithm actively hides solitary thinkers. Let's force it to serve us instead. 31st. Strategic absence creates an information vacuum. Nature abhors a vacuum, and so do people. When you finally return, they're often compelled to overshare, eager to fill the void, giving you invaluable intelligence. 32. Being known as someone genuinely comfortable alone marks you as non-needy. And neediness? That's leverage fuel for everyone else. If you don't need them, you control the terms. 33. You can ghost temporarily without social penalty if your reputation is self-sufficient ghost, not desperate runaway. The perception of your absence changes everything. 34. When you strategically reduce your availability, you trigger the same powerful scarcity bias that makes limited edition sneakers sell out in seconds. You become a rare commodity. 35. Loners observe group rituals from a balcony view, not from within the mosh pit. These bird's-eye angles reveal hidden power lines, unspoken hierarchies, and vulnerabilities that the participants themselves can't see. 36. A history of social rejection, surprisingly, predicts stronger perspective-taking skills. You become adept at understanding motives, which you can then use to map enemy intentions. 37. Time alone lets you curate a greatest hits portfolio of stories and experiences. Curated narratives consistently beat raw, rambling life stories in every negotiation, every presentation. 38. Research on dark personalities shows they meticulously keep one-up information caches. Isolation is precisely where those caches are built and refined, away from prying eyes. 39. By stepping back, you automatically become the third point in any dyad, any two-person interaction. Triangles create inherent tension, a dynamic you can effortlessly play off for your advantage. 40. Quiet people are disproportionately elected as tiebreakers in committees because neutrality is assumed. This assumption is influence without accountability, a powerful, understated tool. Remember, you don't need to pull every string. You just need to know which threads, once tugged, will unravel the entire sweater. 41. Every empire builder, from Augustus Caesar to Jeff Bezos, carved out daily, no-meeting blocks. Why? Because empire building is fundamentally solitary architecture. It requires deep, uninterrupted thought. 42. Isolation starves the comparison reflex. Kill comparison, and envy dies. This frees up immense mental and emotional energy that was previously wasted on keeping up with others. 43. Creativity tests consistently show the peak solo hour for deep work lands between 1 a.m. and 4 a.m. The world's off, your magic is on. This is when true breakthroughs happen. 44. Neuroplasticity studies prove new skill. Myelination accelerates dramatically when practice happens alone. Less distraction, more focused repetition, more raps on the neural wire. You learn faster, better. 45. Silence lowers your galvanic skin response to startling stimuli. You become the calm, unwavering anchor that others instinctively gravitate towards in a storm. 46. Solitude lets you run a cold, hard cost-benefit sheet on every single relationship in your life. Spreadsheets don't lie. Friends sometimes do. You gain clarity on who truly serves your agenda. 47. Historical data shows assassins plan in isolation, while kings rule in public. Decide which role you want to play today, which phase of power you're in. 48. Alone you can weaponize boredom. The brain, starved of novelty and external stimulation, is forced to invent solutions, to create, to entertain itself with profound insights and strategies. 49. The final flex, the ultimate power move, is choosing to re-enter the world. It's on your timetable, with your newly sharpened skill stack, as the variable they didn't price in, the force they underestimated. 50. Once you truly master isolation, the crowd transforms. It becomes a tool you rent, a resource you deploy, not a cage you're forced to live in. You control the terms of your engagement. End of list. Beginning of leverage. Society needed you needy. So it brilliantly renamed solitude loneliness and slapped a dire warning label on it. But you now own 50 evidence-backed reasons that prove that brand is a counterfeit. You know the truth. Start small. Schedule just one unplugged hour this week. No texts, no feeds, just you and a notepad. Watch how quickly your brain starts stockpiling advantages, insights, and strategies that no group chat, no social gathering, could ever rival. If this video armed you with a new perspective, gift it to another black sheep before the algorithms bury it. Comment below with the fact that hit you hardest. I reply to wolves, not sheep. For those ready to go deeper, the next upload dissects exactly how to weaponize silence in negotiation. Subscribe so you don't miss the drop. Remember, the most dangerous person in the room isn't the loudest voice. It's the one who trained in the quiet and chose, deliberately, to be here. Now exit the feed, enter the void, and start forging the version of you they never saw coming.